And I think rural India will not remain rural as it is. I think it will grow. But I think these million-strong cities will increase. My hope is that we will manage those cities better. And if we don't, then we are in deep trouble. So I think city management is not something that has been looked at in any serious manner by anyone. I mean, at the local level, we tried to bring in local government initiatives from by way of legislation, but it's not really helped because I guess the state governments have been withholding powers at the state level, and the city governments are not as independent as they should be. They don't have a revenue stream that they can control. And if they can't control the revenue stream, how do they put in all of the other benefits which society and citizens require? That's something which you see again in Mumbai. So I think we need some ways in which there is a delegation of power authority to that level, and then hope that we will have people who can exercise that authority in a meaningful manner. I mean, if you were to take Mumbai as a prime example of mismanagement of land issues, the 1976, which was a year before HDFC was set up, is when you got the Urban Land Ceiling and Restriction Act coming in. Effectively, it froze land, and effectively it made land costs higher. Mumbai, till about 10 years ago, 90% of the cost of a house was the cost of land. I mean, if that doesn't make it clear to anyone as to which end of the housing problem you need to address, I don't know what can. So we need to address the land issues. And I think it's become so scarce that I think people are unwilling to do anything which will release more land. It's almost like being in the luxury goods market. How do you maintain your exclusivity? By restricting your supply. And that's, I think, what is happening. So the only way to do it is either we increase the supply of land in urban areas, or we make it more accessible with improved transportation systems. The third is basically taking everything that you think you get in urban areas out there into the rural hinterland. I think what we're trying to do at IIHS is really to create a set of people who would have been exposed to a multidisciplinary education. So you're not just a planner, you're not an architect, you're not a city designer, you're not just an economist, or you're not a political scientist. I think you're going to be exposed to all of these because a city is an interplay of all of these functions. And someone who understands this will be in a much better position to take the right decisions. And I'm saying take the right decisions, which is important, even if they are not very palatable at a point in time. If they are necessary to be taken, I think they need to be taken. And what it would then mean is that you need to have the courage of a conviction to go out and make a case for it and fight for it. I think that's what is important. Is it possible? It's not been tested before. Is it important? Most definitely. I mean, the last thing you want is an academic coming here and telling you how the world should be. The second worst thing is to get a practitioner who will tell you without understanding what the implications of other things are. I think what we need is a mix of the two. And I think that's what the big challenge is going to be for us. Can we take a practitioner and convert him into a part academic? Or can we take an academic and get him to go out into the real world and see what the practice is about? I think exposure that our students will get by interacting with people of this nature is, I think, what's going to be the uniqueness of this institution. I guess the IIHS is a response to this need. If you look at it, it's not been imagined or created in a vacuum. I mean, all of us have experienced in one form or the other the mismanagement that we've seen in our cities. And I think that the hope is that the graduates coming out of the IIHS would address these issues, would reach positions of influence, and therefore not just at the execution level, but at policy levels, be able to influence how cities grow, how cities function. I think that's the critical thing. If there are going to be 70 million plus cities, then I think we do have a chance, if we get our act together very soon, that we could influence how some of these cities will change. So it's not just a question of designing living spaces and working spaces in a city, a new city, But I think what do we do with the existing ones? We can't just write them off.